What is going on, fellas, and welcome back to the beta save with Atalanta. Bleh. It's me, FoggyPlays, and we're playing Football Manager 2021. Today we're taking on Inter and Juventus in the Serie A. We're in the latter part of the January transfer window. I don't think there's any major transfers that you can see on screen. I don't think anyone in the first team is new to the team. We are still sitting second in the Serie A, which is fantastic. Exactly what you want to see. Although, to be fair, I would like to win. So we'll have a quick look actually at transfers. Who have we brought in so far? So at the moment we don't have anyone lined up. We don't actually have any active offers, but players that have come in, as you will have seen, Milik came in. He's not been great since he arrived. He's been disappointing, to say the least. He's played 9 league games so far and not scored yet. He's just taken a little bit of time to get used to playing with us. And Tales Magno, I've been training to be a deep lying forward, because don't play with wingers. Potentially, if we decide to go with wingers at some point, he'll get a chance. But he's played once off the bench, and acceptable. Diallo has gone to Man United. Has he played for Man United yet? He has not, but that's to be expected. He wasn't getting a game with us. Got rid of a couple of random players that weren't playing too much, or weren't even. I was never even considering playing them, really, to be fair. Luis Muriel has left us as well. After his penalty miss, I decided, well, it wasn't the case that I was going to get rid of him then and there, but we had a bit of a disagreement. Napoli came in and offered to pay 18.75 million for him. I said, yeah, that's fine, take him away. So we took one of their strikers and they took one of our strikers. Basically, we swapped and I made money off it. Other than that, then just a couple of players sent out on loan and sold who were not really important players. So I'm fairly happy with everything that has happened. Since last episode, we have gone and played a bunch of games. Beat Cagliari, as you would expect. Then beat Bologna, again, as you'd expect. Duvan Zapata banged in a brace against Bologna. Then we lost to Sassuolo. This game, it was 3-2 at half time. Nothing happened in the second half. We came from behind we were 3 down. Managed to get 2 goals before half time. And then the game just ended. The second half was just a non-factor. Then against Udinese, played terribly. I did shit talk them before the game. Kind of makes sense. That seems to be the way FM21 works. Then we beat Verona, a team I managed last season for a short while. 2-0, Zapata and Goossens with the goals. Then against Napoli, 2-1. This was the day after Milik joined. Started him and he was god-awful. So that was a disappointment, but Zapata scored a penalty. Alejandro Gomez got himself a goal. Asked for a new contract after the game, and I said no, and he was fine with it. He also sacked his agent, which was delightful. Then we went and beat Lazio 2-1. Zapata, yet another goal. So that is 6 games in a row that Zapata has scored. It is 6? Yeah, 6 games in a row that Zapata scored. And then Sam Lammers came on and scored a 91st minute winner. And then in the Italian Cup, we managed to lose to Udinese. It was just a shocking game. Nothing about it was good. Then I shit-talked Genoa. Really should have learned from what happened last time. 1-1. Sam Lammers managed to get us out of a very sticky situation by scoring. So, of course, he's starting this game. As I said, Inter and Juventus in today's episode. And we've drawn Benfica in the Champions League first knockout round, managing to avoid teams like Marseille, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid is really the only team that I was worried about that we could have drawn, and we didn't. So Benfica, I think we can do the business against Benfica. League-wise, we are currently sitting second. We are 6 points behind because we've been a little less consistent. The board's not overly impressed with the fact we got knocked out of the Italian Cup. What can you do, I suppose, you know? It's kind of how it is. So we're going to pop into the tactical meeting. They have 5 changes they want us to make. I don't think we're going to. Pretty happy with the team I've picked. So we're putting our faith in Radu because he's Inter Milan's player we have on loan. He has had a war of words with Antonio Conte when he made his debut for Romania. So I'm thinking he's going to want to play good against Inter Milan. So put him in, see what happens. Galini also had a terrible form recently. So he has Rafael Tolio, Papetti and Romero in front of him because Palomino's picked up an injury, so he's not fit to play. Hatbor and Goosens are wide men. Furler and Malanovsky are playing as their central midfield partnership. We're changing it up a small bit because Furler is going to play as a deep-lying playmaker. Illich is going to be an attacking midfielder. And we're going to start with Lammers and Zapata up front. Milik, who is not impressed with the fact that I said he's not been playing well. His last 5 games, he played a 6.54. And he was like, no, I'm playing fantastically. As you can see, last 5 games have not been great. Across the board, been average at best. So I'm hoping that this is a change. Milik. Sack is... There's a lot of players I'm like... one thing I have noticed is if there is a game ongoing, when your game kicks off, it'll have an L next to the scoreline when you start... when you're going through the whole start menu, which I think is a fantastic, beautiful touch. Because otherwise, like before, it was just, you'd be sitting there and you'd be looking at a full-time result when the game kicked off 15 minutes previous. It's like, that's just not how it works. We are favourites and we should be winning this comfortably. We are favourites because that's not too bad. Believe momentum. Lukaku. Hopefully he stays quiet. Illich has been quite a few games without scoring. It has been a while. Inter Milan are sitting in 13th or something. I want to bring up the league table. Okay, they're up to 8th. Their form has been questionable, and there has been mentions, just little whispers. Just Conte might be getting sacked. So this could be the game that decides if Conte actually gets to keep his job. And if I'm not mistaken, Ashley Young might have already left Inter to go and play for, was it Espanyol? Came in looking to sign him. It was definitely a Spanish team. But I found that very interesting because Antonio Valencia is actually playing for Valencia, which is, when I saw that, I thought it was quite funny because I did go and have a little sconce at him. That was quite a boring first half. Romero's getting skinned. Now we're going to thrash our arms. Not impressed. Who is playing really badly? Lammers not having a great game. Goosens struggling as well. Inter with the first highlight. Was it Skriniar headed over? You kind of expect him to do a little bit better, but I'm glad he didn't. Goosens. Duvan sends it back to Goosens. Can't get the cross over, and Lautaro Martinez comes away with it. One of my players just fell over. Furler, Duvan, Lammers. Oh, Sam Lammers just puts it wide. Hatbor. Every time I change it to go to mixed, they just do long throws. Hatbor with the header away. Fruler. This is the first time I played with a deeper playmaker. Illich, and he's put it over. Oh, this is less than ideal. Goosens Okay, that wasn't too long. It wasn't a crazy long draw. Renan Lodi is a recent addition to the Inter side, having joined from Atletico Madrid. Bastoni, Lodi, Sensi, Lukaku, Martinez. Duvan almost got there. Rafael Tolio takes down Alex Vidal. Some Vidal. Lammers. Never going to score. It's, at least this half has been more interesting. Goosens, is he going to be a looped draw? It's not. Milankovsky. Penalty. But oh no. We've somehow managed to keep the ball. Goosens dinks it across and Lammers puts it over again. Alright. Change. Time for a change. We need to make a change. Lammers has struggled. We're going to bring on Milik. See what he can do. Leave him as an advanced forward because he's not done anything anywhere else. I've played him in multiple different positions and he's not really been all too involved. I feel like I was going to take Papetti off, but I think that's a bad idea. Goosens. We bring on Ruggeri. Ruggeri is like the player that I want to do well because he is homegrown youth player and Goosens was booked. Tolio to Freuler. Oh, beautiful. And Vidal's off. The game against Lazio, the Vidal getting sent off reminded me. It was Arturo. Malinkovsky is dying. Okay. Lucas Leiva got a straight red card in the 2nd minute, I think it was. Just a 2-footed lunge, and it was deserved. We're going to take off Sack. Juventus Pada's playing terribly as well. So we're going to take him off and bring on Gomez. We're going to make a cheeky little change. So we're going to have you as an advanced playmaker on support. Move you back to box. And then make you deep line forward. I think that is 5 substitutions we've made now. Come on, let me shout out my players. Encourage. A bit of encouragement. I'd like to beat Inter. I'd like if Milik was to score a goal. I'm not settling for a draw. I am going to do everything we can to win this game. D'Ambrosio. Oh, if we concede here, we want Sack to Gomez. Alejandro Gomez only got 1 goal this season. What's he going to do with it? Ilic. Back to Ruggeri. Sack. Gets in. Heads it to Milik. Penalty. Pasalic. Do something. Gomez. Pasalic. Sack. Oh, Michael Sack sat the keeper down. Just go back to attacking. Not going to go mental and be like, oh, let's go positive. Or we're not that defensive. There's 10 seconds left. And Kolarov is playing at centre-back. Is Kolarov playing at centre-back? They're still playing with 3 at the back, I'm assuming. Gomez. Ruggeri. Gomez. Interesting pass, but alright. Sack picks it up, gets it across, and Ilic gets the goal. Hasn't scored in what feels like a year, but Milik sets it up, and he's finally gotten involved. He's done something. How close was he to actually getting this in? Not really. Handanovic unfortunately gets beaten, but we've come away with the victory. We beat Inter 2-0, well deserved. 94th, 95th minute. Outstretched arms, good win, well done boys. That is what I'm talking about. No interview after the game. Okay. Right. We'll be back in just a second for the game against Juventus, which could in theory be a game that puts us top. Although I don't think it does. I think it'll just close the gap between ourselves and Juventus. So we'll be back in a second for that. So it is now time to take on Juventus. Just, top of the league. Nothing too crazy, you know. It's going to be one hell of a game. Cristiano Ronaldo has scored 31 goals in 25 games. Yeah, and we haven't actually picked our team yet, so let's have a look and see what we're going to do for this game. Right, so Palomino is definitely going to start this game because Romero. Lammers is dropping out. Milik is going to start instead of him. Is there anyone on the bench, or not on the bench, that needs to be there? Magno. I feel like Talas Magno should be there. We have 4 centre-backs on the bench. I don't think we need that many. So we're just going to move a few of these players around. Actually, pop you. Yeah, you can sit there. So we are starting with Galini in goal. Rafael Tolio, Papetti and Palomino as the centre-back trio. Hatbauer and Goossens as our wide midfielder / wing-backs. Or wide players. Fruler and Malinkovsky is going to start as our central midfield partnership. Gomez behind Milik and Zapata. I am putting all my eggs in the Milik basket. He has to come good. At some point, Milik will be a good player. I swear. Juventus start with Szczesny in goal. De Ligt is in there. Chiellini. We could take advantage of the fact that Chiellini is old-ish and relatively slow. Bentancur, Weston McKennie, Dybala. Cristiano Ronaldo is just a monster. Morata on the bench with Aaron Ramsey. Federico Chiesa. Rabiot. Semi Khedira is on the bench. Arthur's on the bench. Interesting. Do I thrash arms? I think I thrash. I thrash my arms. I thrash about. I'm some sort of alligator. Dybala, no, negative. Don't think, no. Squad is happy, obviously. You are approaching the task of breaching the Serie A's best defence. We'll find a way to expose their weakness. How do you intend to seize the initiative against an opponent who, like Atalanta, prefer to dominate possession? Will dominate possession more than they dominate possession. That is the plan. And 3 minutes in, they have a free kick. Kulevsky just... I didn't think we were that easily taken apart, but... Torino, -1, sitting in 4th place. What? The press conference I had leading up to this game, weirdly enough, was mostly about the Spezia manager getting sacked. Not a whole lot about, you know, it was a press conference called because, you know, we're playing Juventus, and they were like, "Oh, do you think of the Spezia manager getting sacked or on the verge of being sacked?" And I was like, I don't care. Why are you asking me these questions? I don't care. It has nothing to do with me, and they're pretty much relegated already. So halfway through the season, they've only gotten 5 points. I think they're going down. Alright, we are going to try and fire the players up because we have just not been at the races at all today. What are we going to do? Like, we're already trying to play shorter. It's not really working. So maybe we just be like, we end up just booting the ball anyway, so maybe if we just like game plan to do that. Kulievsky thought he'd take a pop from quite a distance out. Chiellini, Cristiano Ronaldo wins it, and Kulevsky straight at Chiellini. Thank you very much. Boots it clear. Duvan Zapata almost got there to win the header, but somehow managed to miss it. And Ronaldo is true. Holds up the ball. Quadrado. Kulievsky just puts it wide. Kulievsky has very much been the man of this first half. Goossens, far too easily dispossessed. Hatbauer wins it back. Malinovsky. It was a good attempt. That's what we'll say. It was a good attempt. Papetti had a little bit of a moan in between the two games that I am running out of time to loan him. I don't remember promising to loan him out, but according to him I did. And I'm not so sure. I'm going to thrash my arms again. It's motivated everybody. Milik, not having a great game. Fruler, really not having a good game. I think we're going to make a couple of changes at halftime. Might as well. Fruler is struggling, so Darun is going to come on. Darun has been terrible. Milik, you've been awful as well. I'm going to bring on Illich. We're going to go back to what used to work. So we've made double substitution at halftime. Palomino to Goosens. Starting this half off quite good. We're going to encourage the lads when this highlight ends. Goosens gets across to Zapata. Go on, Duvan. Duvan Zapata, 15th goal of the season. Half the goals that Cristiano Ronaldo scored. But I think Cristiano Ronaldo shouldn't count as a player because he is stupid good. Him and Zlatan are just controlling the Serie A this year. It has been disgusting how much better they are than everyone else. I was going to say, why is the body language not showing? Because it doesn't for some reason. Going to encourage the lads again. Let's fire them up. This game could put us top of the league. Hatboer, again, huge long throw. Very easy for Wojciech Szczesny. Nobody even attempted to go for that one. But Goosens picks up the ball. Why is Goosens sitting in the central position? Anyway, Rafael Tolio gets it forward. Hatboer, can he get it across? He does to Illich, who gets dispossessed by Alexandro. That was far too easy for them. Tolio picks it up again. In previous FMs was the player I used to sign whenever I took over at Juventus, because he is very, very good. And he was even better in previous FMs. Gomez gets across Zapata. Can't get his header on target. And this is scary. Oh, what a goal by Illich. Do we go more defensive? That's his 50th goal for Atalanta. I want to see it again, actually. That was quite the volley. Beautiful goal. Oh. Beautiful. Alright, Gomez is dying. So we'll take him off and bring on Pacina? Yeah, and Malinkovsky is dying as well, to bring on Pasalic to play in his position. And we have one substitution left for the final 10 minutes, which we may need. But we are still leading. Chiesa so far offside. Yeah, so far offside. He is undeniably offside. I just spun my chair around a little. Checking goal review. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's offside. Yeah. We all saw it. We all knew it. You could have parked a bus in the amount of space he was offside by. Look at that. Oh. Didn't even need to go to VAR for that. That was so obvious. Who are we? Who is tired? Goosens is quite tired. So is Hatboer. Papetti is the only one that's playing poorly on the pitch at the moment. But I think we take off Hatboer and bring on Sack. Watch us pick up an injury. We're going to go back to balanced just to see the game out. Dybala. Morata's on the pitch. I didn't see him coming on. Dybala just puts it wide. We are living on the edge here. We're going to praise the lads. Hopefully that'll be an... You think Morata, who's a clinical striker, clinical-ish striker, would know the offside rule a little bit better than that, but Galini, what kind of pass was that, Galini? Palomino gets it to Goosens. Pasalic. Back to Goosens. Oh, he's absolutely done Arthur there. Goosens. Darun. Back to Goosens. What's Goosens going to do with it? Whips it across. Rabiot. He telegraphed that pass. Galini gets it to Palomino. To Goosens. And the game is finished. We've beaten Juventus. First team of the season to do so. We are the greatest football team in the history of football teams. What a comeback. Get in there, son. Get in there, son. We are top. I'm pleased, yes. How did the two teams fared? I thought it was a fantastic match. Ilic, fantastic. Ilic was in talks for being the best player of the year, which I thought was interesting, because I don't think I'd have him up there. A superb dressing room atmosphere. Oh, look at that. Oh. These three players, don't really care about them. They are all on loan. So I don't have to worry about them because they're not my players. So we go top of the league, and Verona sent their manager was out looking at Papetti. But yeah, Papetti, for some reason, wants to go out on loan. I don't want him to go out on loan, and I'm not sure how to stop that from happening without offering him a new contract. Because there's no way to discuss hey, unless I change his... If I change that, maybe that'll stop him wanting to leave. We'll have to wait and see. If you have enjoyed, do make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. The next episode will be the second leg against Benfica. We'll do either Sampdoria Benfica or Benfica Torino. But we have the away leg first, which means we are going to be hopefully in the driving seat for that one. Nicholas Anamendi. Forgot he was playing for Benfica. I don't think I have the... Do I have the Portuguese... I do have the Portuguese league loaded. And they have 3 games in hand. And they're equal in points with Porto. Okay, so Benfica have won the league. Pretty safe to say. So yeah, next episode. Sampdoria and Benfica. Or Benfica and Torino. Haven't decided yet. Might be Torino. Because Torino are doing quite well for themselves. But if you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!